Yeah, the question is the future. Seems so. And a lot of people have asked already, so, hey, what's going on with i14y? And what do you want to do in the next years? And yeah, so there are a lot of activities, discussions, etc. And before we share that, because future starts usually in very small steps and not usually. So there might be some revolutions, but
almost
it's not always good to attend those revolutions, I tell you. that could be very risky and unstable as well. We'll see. So let's assume it starts in small steps, and that's why I would like to share some progress we made the last days in small steps, but it's also a big change in quality and a big improvement for the lab. So I would like to announce 2 new certificates that we can issue now to companies. And first of all, I would like to ask Radisys here on stage. Where are you? Yeah. Please. Please come here. Yeah, and that's somehow also real life of labs. So that's what I have to say, because they really did work day and night the last days to find in the lab to achieve all the test cases that are requested by Aura and Alliance. And now we are at the point to hand over the Aura end-to-end badge, because we have achieved that goal. So really great, and it was a pleasure to work with you and to see the ambition and all the engagement. So it's really great, and so let me hand over this badge. So where are the photographs when I need them?
Thank you.
Really thank you.
Thank you.
Let's continue the collaboration. Great stuff.
Thank you so much.
So, now, second exercise, second end-to-end badge, and I would like to ask SRS to come on stage together with Carsten. Please. And now the funny thing, I hand it over to Carsten, but let me explain first why. So you know, i14y is a joint activity, a collaborative project, and we've split the work between the DT team, more looking at the carrier side, and Carsten's team currently looking more on the enterprise and campus side. And same story, they worked until last night or so to finalize the test with SRS, and that's why I would like to give Carsten the opportunity to hand it over officially. So.
Sure, my pleasure. Thank you very much, Andre, for you and your team's great collaboration. I think it was a well-planned process over the last 2 months. Of course, it always takes longer than expected, but I think the solution really excelled in all the tests that we conducted. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you. Photo.
Can I say a few words?
Yeah, that was not planned, and
No.
but okay.
I will do it anyway. So first of all, thanks to all the teams at i14y at ENTC and our engineers, obviously. But I just wanted to make one thing, because we are here at discussing Open Run and open source. We had the panel before, so you know that we are doing open source. The certificate has been. We have put our enterprise solution there to cover the majority of the test cases that are asked for. But this is also good news for open source in general, because like with our open source COD0, it's the same code base. So you're basically getting that trustworthiness that you're getting from ORAN end-to-end test and certification today with open source solutions. You know, you can download, you can build it, and you're getting an ORAN end-to-end compliant solution. And I think that is really great, and we are really proud and happy to have worked with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you. And usually it's Carsten's part to remind all people that it's not allowed to make advertisements. All right, so now, sorry, Slavomir, for this additional round, but as I said, future starts in small steps. And that's perhaps the right point to reflect about the future. And reflection about future starts with what have we achieved? So, and what is worth to continue, and what is worth to protect, and what is worth even to develop further? Well, a lot of questions. So, looking back, it's the fourth event here. So, what we can do in the lab now, and what all those people contributing to the lab have learned in the last years. How to do the integration, how to do the testing, how to automate the tests, how to run tests efficiently, how to improve test plans, send it back to ORAN lines, all those things. This is from lab testing perspective, I think a big achievement, a big step. And we had a goal to help the ecosystem, the smaller companies, with setting up the test infrastructure. And now we see it works. So first companies are coming. There's startups here in Berlin. Some of you may have seen them at our small exhibition here. So everything grows. Everything goes in the right direction. Yeah, we are not so fast as we hoped to be when we set up the project. That might be also quite normal, but there's an existing momentum. So we also see that operators start to deploy Open RAN. We see that we can help operators. So at least there are requests from other operators globally to get our test plans, to get our test results, to work jointly on new test plans or improved test plans. That everything goes in the right direction. That's my impression. And for sure, there are always ups and downs. So also not a big surprise. And the people who can manage the downs, they might be very successful. So no, here. So that's one point. So another learning, and we now to the last point. It makes a lot of sense to continue this work and to utilize the existing infrastructure and to utilize all this learning. So now the next point. This learning is not only in the lab. So yesterday and the day before, we learned a lot about the question how to work with the academic side. And somehow the i14y was also a role model for that, because HHI and the Technical University, they were a partner from the beginning. And you proposed an emulation framework. So we didn't know that we call it digital twin that time. But you proposed an emulation framework that we get the ability to test larger environments without having the real environment there. So that was also a starting point at i14y, and we have developed that. It's existing, and it will develop further, for sure. So, and in general, we must think about and use this test infrastructure to improve and make the collaboration between the academic side and the industry side better. So, because this is very unique. But let me hand over to you. We have quite a collection
here.
This is
diversity. Diversity increases
capacity.
capacity.
This is resilience, diversity, everything.
First of all, it's great to welcome you this year. I think we have you here at HHI for the third time. It was a great pleasure. And yeah, so I think that what you said is right. The most exciting thing about the future is we don't know it. And but we can speculate about the future. So you mentioned digital twins. I mean, it's simple. I think that originally it was about conformity tests, interoperability tests. But then I thought, okay, what about if we want to test, if we have a new component, and would like to test whether the component provides the desired functionalities or not, right? So for this, we need a network, right? I mean, we would have to put the component into a network and look whether it does what it is supposed to do, right? So okay, of course, this is not so easy, and then there is this idea of digital twin. It's not my idea. I am not claiming this, but this is what we do. Basically, we had great discussions yesterday and the day before yesterday, including digital twins. There was, for example, one question: what is the difference between digital twin and simulator, right? And I think that, yeah, this question is justified. But I think that AI plays some kind of crucial role in this aspect. I mean, but I don't want to just, continue this discussion here. What I want to emphasize that, of course, digital twins, in my opinion, should be an important part of the whole story in the future. And then there is a lot of AI everywhere. There is some kind of hype. This is what we learned yesterday, and then today, NVIDIA, I think, that also emphasized the crucial role of AI in the future, although NVIDIA is not so good at prediction. I didn't know this. And, here. So, and of course, we need data, right? We need data for AI. To train AI, but also digital twins. I mean, to have a good representation of, say, of a network of physical objects, and good is to be defined and depends on the application. And of course, network operators have data, but there are some constraints related to sharing the data with the academic side. And I think that this problem must be resolved, right? Because I was attending so many panels and people, claim many things, but I think that we have to just, we need some kind of proof of concept, especially in the context of AI. And for this, we need data.
Yeah.
And one thing I think somebody mentioned, this Open Run, you mentioned today about this educational aspect. I think that this is something that is extremely important. I would like to emphasize once again. So Open Run, in addition, to this business stuff and so on, I mean, it's a platform to educate people, right, across industry and academia. I have been working on wireless for more than 20 years, and now with Open RAN we have the possibility to implement things at lower layers, at PHY and MAC. And also network operators, I think that they have the opportunity to influence what is going on lower layers. And then with open interfaces, you can also have access to data at lower layers. So I think that there are some great opportunities, but I think this aspect of educating people, it should be emphasized because it's crucial, right?
Yeah, I cannot agree more. And that was also learning for me the last days, that how important it is to give students, master students, PhD students, academics access to the components of a complex RAN system and to the data.
Yeah.
So, and reflecting about the future role of i14y, of our lab. So I talked already about to maintain and keep the existing test infrastructure, and you're totally right. We must grow in the area of, let's say it more generic, of API testing and testing larger subnetworks at scale, thanks to digital twins, and for those we need data. And there's also a discussion between us concerning the question, how can we manage to make those data accessible for the academic? Because, yeah, you're right, the operators have it. They are not so well trained to share all those data, and there are some good reasons not to share it up to now, but we must fix that. So otherwise, we cannot create somehow a data-based operation if we don't.
Yeah.
If we don't share those data. And we see a role of the future i14y lab for that as well.
Yeah, it's not easy task, I have to say, to share. Maybe, you know, we are not going to share raw data, no? But it's to share some information about the data without violating some kind of privacy policies and things like this, right? So this is a challenge. So you on the one hand, you have to extract or remove some information from the data, and then on the other side, you have to ensure that the data is still useful for applications, right? So there is, of course, trade-off, but let's see. Okay.
Yeah, but this is the point where we stand in the direction how we want to develop i14y further. Surely we talk to potential funding authorities, let's keep it general, and we are not at the point to say, hey, this is exactly this project or that this legal entity, how we want to continue.
That's why small steps, right?
That's why small steps, yeah. And the big steps might be painful, by the way, as well. But that's where we stand. That's the point we wanted to share with you. Hope it's a little bit of an answer for this burning question. I really like that you just asked this question, though, because it seems it indicates that we are on the right direction.